are now tuned into The Money Zone.
Welcome to The Money Zone. I'm your host, Folasade, the Accountability Accounting Guys, and I am so excited to be in the studio. First time in 2022, barely came in 2021, but we're going to start 2022 off on the right foot. So I'm in the studio, guys, and I'm just so excited because I'm here and we have an amazing topic that we're going to talk about and an amazing guest. Miss Rachael Hanible is going to be coming on, and she's going to talk about the ways that she was able to find peace on the road to financial freedom, y'all. She's going to talk about how she came from being poor to being financially free now. So I know many of you are on your savings journey. You're trying to build your credit. You're really trying to get your stuff together. And just maybe hearing someone else's story like Rachael kind of will give you that motivation to continue on. So if you or someone you know of is on the journey of financial freedom, credit, savings, investing, all of that stuff, then I ask you to do me one favor, share the video, let them know Folasade is going to be interviewing and talking with Rachael, and you want to tune in so you can learn how to gain that peace while you're going through this journey. So do me one favor, share the video, and grab your pen and your paper, guys, because you know we always give you some type of practical advice throughout the show. And if you are not on my mailing list, you're missing out, guys, because we tell you a week or so ahead what guests are coming. You're able to email us your questions and all of those things. So head over to bit.ly/Folasade Radio and join my mailing list so you can know our upcoming guests. Send me your questions. You can send me show topics and everything else. So go to bit.ly/Folasade Radio. Also, if you would like to be a guest on the show, you can go to bit.ly/be a guest on the Money Zone and come and join me. Come and join me. Come and join me. So, guys, what we're going to do, we're going to take a quick 2-minute break to give you guys some time to grab whatever libation or water, whatever you guys want, your pen and your paper, and give you some time to share the video. And don't forget, guys, if you're not able to catch the full show tonight, you're always able to go within 24 hours to go to ripradionetwork.com to watch the replay. But you can also watch the replay on everywhere podcasts are housed. So we were just featured on Amazon the other day. So go to Amazon Podcast and check out The Money Zone. Guys, we're going to take a quick little break and we'll be right back. Look, guys, I haven't been in the studio in forever. It feels so funny. Look, I thought I was a rapper there for a minute, but on to finding peace, okay, on the road to financial freedom. Like I was saying earlier, guys, before I went to our quick little break, many of you are becoming financially free. You're saving, you're cutting back, you've become extremely disciplined. If you've tried everything possible and have been unsuccessful in really being able to build that nest egg and things like that. And it's so interesting where we have Rachael placed on the show is because it's the beginning of the year. This is the time where even if you didn't stay on top of your resolutions and things, guys, we're only really a month and 8 days in. So you have ample time from today's show to really go out and execute on your savings goal and just your wealth generation goals. So guys, we have Rachael Hanible. She's a personal finance consultant and inspirational speaker. Rachael Hanible is a certified financial education instructor and founder of Missing Peace Financial Group. Rachael became completely debt-free, by paying off over $92,000 in debt. Saving a year's worth of her income and has been in the 800 credit score club for over 8 years. Wow. For the last 7 years, she has been a personal finance coach for adults, helping them reach their short-term and long-term financial goals. She also wrote Amber's Magical Savings Box, an interactive children's book on earning and saving money. This book is available in Walmart. Go ahead, Rachael. Target, Barnes & Noble, and is an Amazon bestseller. She completed a 15-stop book tour hosted by Barnes & Noble's, selling out of most of the locations. She has a full finance curriculum for kids starting at the age of 3. She has taught her finance classes for kids and teens in over 75 schools, universities, programs, and nonprofit organizations. Guys, help me welcome Rachael Hanible to the Money Zone.
Thank you.
I'm so glad we could do that kind of stuff. So that was exciting, Brian. Rachael, thank you so much for coming on the Money Zone. We appreciate you taking your time, your energy. You're looking good over there, girl. And we just appreciate you gracing your presence with us tonight.
Oh, thank you. Thank you for having me. Thank you.
Yes. Okay. So how was that 15-stop tour now? I didn't know about all of that. Congratulations.
I mean, we can talk about it, but it was good. It was awesome. Thank you. Thank you so much. It was so awesome. Like all Barnes & Noble stops, and it was great. It was plenty of times we had to close it down early because they sold out early, but yeah, it was nice.
Oh, congratulations. So let's go ahead on and jump right in. So Rachael, where did you begin? Where did the journey start? You don't just accumulate $92,000 in debt and then pay it off. How did you first accumulate the $92,000 in debt? And then how long did it take you to pay it off, and how did you go about it?
Well, just like a lot of people, I had student loan debt, of course. I had a brand new car in its current year, and I had some credit card debt. So I just believed, I did math one day on my student loan debt of how much interest they were adding to my student loan debt by the month, by the year, and by the day. So apparently I had some time that day. And I was like, oh no, like I don't even want to pay back how much they tell me I should pay back. Now they adding all this money on there every day. Like this is no. So, I figure if I pay it off sooner and if I less how many days it is, and they won't add as much money on. And I was never taught anything about like credit and how compound interest works. Like I was just never taught those things. But in my mind, I'm like, if I cut down the days, then I'll save money.
Yeah.
And so that's really where my journey started at the time when I set out to do this big goal. I was only making $8.75 an hour.
What? Wait. Can we run that back? Let's see. What?
I know. I was making $8.75 an hour.
Okay, guys, y'all have no excuse. $8.75. The minimum wage, federal minimum wage is $7.25, and almost every job at least pay more than that. And okay, so you started the savings journey. Okay, I'm listening.
And it was just about like the small things because I only had a little bit of money. So everything was about the small things, right? So, and I was living on my own. So I'm like, I'm paying my rent by myself and nobody's helping me. And so it was like, well, how can I cut down the money going out? I was paying an extra $5 on my student loan debt every month because that was all I had. But then I was like, well, how can I save another $5 doing something else? Like, how can I save $10 doing this or doing that? And when it came to my car note, I was paying an extra $20 a month. And so I started to like do things, little side jobs here and there, you know, to kind of increase money coming in. And I would dedicate all of the extra money to paying down my debt. And although it took me some time, I did it. I became completely debt free.
Wow. And since then, that's been your motto, huh?
No debt. I've been 11 years without a car payment, and I've been 9 years without student loan payment.
Wow. Amazing.
I just bought a brand new car in all cash. I said from now on, I'm buying all my brand new cars at all cash. So 2021, I purchased the 2021 in all cash.
Yes. Okay. Okay. So look, okay. Let's go back to the basics. It must we?
Okay.
How do we understand the concept of how important is the understanding money and how to manage it? Because guys, look, $8.25. She was able to save, pay down debt. We just need to start from the foundations. We're listening, Rachel.
So it's really about people don't like the word budget. So I tell people you could call, you don't want to use the B word, you can call it whatever you want. Spending plan, a freedom plan, you can call it what you want. As long as you stick to it. I don't care what you call it. So for me, it was a budget. It was me laying out, okay, how much money am I spending? For a while, I tracked my spending. At the little leaks that was going out, $5 here, $10 here, ways that I was just kind of like throwing money out the window, doing silly things, small things that people do every day, but documenting that and then putting a plan in place, giving myself a weekly allowance amount. My weekly allowance amount included transportation, food, and a treat for myself every week. And that was it. I did not go over my weekly allowance amount. And anything additional to that, went to either me saving, because I wanted to save a year's worth of my income in cash as well at the same time of paying off debt. And so either it went to my debt or it went to me saving. And so that is just being consistent with that. And that's how I was able to do it.
You know what? I like that because when I advise my clients, especially when they have debt, and I'm not a financial advisor, I'm an accountant. So I know a little bit of something. But I always thought I was kind of going against the grain because individuals like Dave Ramsey would say, oh, well, you shouldn't be investing or, saving if you're not debt free. And I'm like, I don't believe in that. Like, So I've always had my clients do it simultaneously. Now it gets challenging when they end up not closing the leaks and still overspending here and there. And so it was glad to kind of hear you say that at that point you juggle both, because even if you barely have anything, I do advise my clients to save and try to put a little bit of money, pay debt down, and suck a little bit of money in an investment account. Let it do a little bit of work for you too. So, okay. I'm with you, Rachel. Go ahead.
Yeah, I think, and I always have gone against the gurus who have said that, you should put everything to debt. I'm like, that's like crazy. Like, but I think that, it really came in handy when everything shut down, right? Everyone who had money in savings or who had money in investments were those ones who kind of like weren't, running around as much. They had a little bit more peace. And anyone who knows me, peace is like my word. It's like the thing. That's why I named my company Missing Peace. And so those people who had that money just a little bit saved, because guess what? When you're in an emergency, every dollar that you have is needed, right? And so I think this was really something I think that really shifted a lot of people's mindset when it came to like, how much money should I have saved? Is saving really important, and how important emergency funds are. I think that we've all been alerted of that in the last 2 years. So.
You know what? And then honestly, even with that alertness, people aren't really. I still see the excessive spending, Rachel. I still see it. I still see.
We're not going to get away from that. We're all emotional spenders.
Okay, so my next question to you is, and we kind of answered that a little bit. When do you think an individual should start saving?
Today. Today. Whatever you have, even if you have additional income, above that you can apply to debt or you can apply to savings. For some of my clients, we just do an even split. Whatever, if you have additional $200 every month that's not actually set aside for a bill or something like that, split it. Put $100 extra on your debt and then put $100 into saving or investing. That's a easy way to not have to keep figuring out the numbers every month. Whatever extra you have, let's just do an even split, and let's just put the extra to paying down debt and put the extra into savings.
You know, it came to my mind when you were just talking, the 3 core words when I think about financial freedom: discipline, consistency, okay, and it was my 3rd word. I didn't have it all. Oh gosh.
Patience is really important.
Confidence. And so the reason why I said confidence, especially in the Black community, is that you have to be confident enough to be able to not care what people think if you have to drive the buggy or, the beat up car for a while, or not be able to go out with your girlfriends and spend big dollars, or not go shopping for a whole year. You guys have to be very confident in your decision and set in it and be completely unwavering. So those 3 words, confidence, consistency, and discipline, it sounds like that's what you had to actually endure. You had to remain disciplined, right?
Yeah.
So overspend, okay, and then you had to remain consistent so you can accumulate the savings. But
absolutely,
if you didn't stay consistent, it will be no accumulations of wealth. So guys, 3 things that I need you guys to really take from right now in this conversation is discipline, consistency, and confidence. If Rachel wasn't confident in herself, do you think she probably would have been able to she had 1 treat, y'all. She said she gave herself 1 treat, y'all. Come on now. You know how the people going to be if you can only treat yourself that $20. They're going to be like, girl, you broke. You supposed to. I know the backlash she probably received. And you're probably receiving it right now on your journey to financial freedom. And so don't worry. Discipline, consistency, and as long as you remain confident and set in your way and what you want in your goals, you'll be good to go. Okay. Rachel, when you started this journey, was there a lot of misinformation going on? Were you prepared? Did you feel equipped?
No, I was doing something I had never seen anyone do before. And all the people I told I was doing it was like, oh, girl, that's a dumb idea. There was not a single person that was like, do that, keep doing that. Until after it started working for a while. But when I first started seeing, like, you know what, I think I want to be debt free, it was like, you will always owe somebody. You might as well enjoy your 20s. And so I really didn't have, like, I was figuring this out on my own. I had a subscription to the Wall Street Journal, first year in college, and I was like reading it as if feeling like these people in the journal were my friends, and they were putting me on game. They were giving me information that I wasn't getting at home. They were giving me information I wasn't getting in school. And so in my mind, people say, like, change your circle and this and that. Sometimes your circle has to be people, find a mentor. Like, these are the things we hear people say all the time. But sometimes you can't put your hands on that person. Like, you literally have to create a person, like somebody in a book or somebody, and you can, in my mind, they were my friends and they were giving me information. So it was difficult. It was difficult because I was limited at that time to whatever was published in the journal from, right. And then just teaching myself. So there was a little bit of, trial and error there, of course. But just knowing that, everybody was, being called names, I was calling me names being selfish because I didn't want to go broke for you for Christmas, or because I didn't want, like, I'm not doing it. I got a goal, and feel how you feel. So, to be able to be strong enough to be able to stand in the middle of everybody saying, like, you really should stop doing what you're doing. You really should consider other people. You really should just enjoy your life or your 20s. I think that was one of the biggest things, because again, there's going to be things, especially now. Social media wasn't like what it is now at that time, but I can imagine like how difficult it is now for somebody who was like me to not buy into those things, to not, do all those things. And so, just being consistent, all the words you use, and I'm just going to add strength.
Yeah.
strength to stay on the path, even when you have a whole bunch of distractions coming at you.
And you know what? That's when it seems like the distractions come, when you're headed on the right path, guys. So let's stay focused, because, and it's interesting you said something about debt free, because I've been telling everybody, because my goal was to buy this real big house, Rach. And I might even get it. If I could pay full cash money for it, then I'll get it. But where I am right now, I was just telling my family, I was like, I might just add on to our house. I don't really want to owe nobody anything. I may move to Nigeria with my husband and don't have to pay no bills. And so it goes back to, all I'm thinking about is the peace of not receiving phone calls of, oh, your bill is due. Oh, your Verizon, you don't pay the Verizon bill one day on time. You're getting a call like, bro, it's only $100. I'm going to send it to you. But it gives you, when you guys are debt free, it gives you that peace. You don't feel like you're on that hustle 24/7. And I don't think we realize that, guys. We are indebted to these banks and stuff. Like, you work for them. The moment that you wake up and you're in debt, guys, you work for them. You're working to pay them, literally. And so just be mindful. It may be so easy right now to get bank loans and credit cards and, all of that stuff, but be mindful of the responsibility that you are left with. So, Rachel, before we go to our break, can you tell the people about your book?
Sure. My book, Amber's Magical Savings Box, it's an interactive children's book that teaches kids about money management, about earning, about saving money. It's for ages 3 to 10. I learned that our financial habits are formed by the age of 7. So this was my intention with this, is to help the young people create a positive relationship with money as early as possible. And you can purchase the book at Walmart, Target, Barnes & Noble, or Amazon. It's an Amazon bestseller. And again, it's interactive. So it's not just a book that you just read and go to sleep. It's bedtime, but there's going to ask them their financial dreams and goals. And it's something that they kind of just walk along with and hold on to for a little while.
Yes, guys. And I'm going to be very, very honest with you. Because you didn't grow with the knowledge, that means you're supposed to now help your children grow up with the knowledge. Do not have them wing things. If you're learning something about savings, teach the children. It's so many resources out, just like Rachel's book. Have a Sunday night book read, and you guys had set up a family challenge. Who can save the most? Or once you guys read the book, start like a challenge and just incorporate positive money habits. Because, for example, my kids, they save, but my daughter, she started to, well, the real money she saves, but her school now have this thing where they allow you to accumulate money if you do a good job. And every day she's coming home buying stuff. And I blatantly, I said, Bryn, you're starting to become a consumer. She was like, oh, well, it's just to play money. I said, but I can already feel that habit of her doing that every day is going to trickle into her also spending her real money like that. So far, so good. But guys, we have to kind of be cognizant of even those little habits that may roll over to our personal lives. So I told my daughter, don't buy nothing else at school. Just let the money save a little bit like you do at home, just so she won't break those positive saving habits that we've been able to accumulate now. So guys, if you're out with that friend all the time and they're spending, you're tempted, you may have to step away from that relationship at the moment until you can get control over yourself and be set and unwavering. Say, you know what? I don't want to go out. I can't go out, or I'm only going to get a water, but I'm going to join you. You stay in your aligned with your goals. So if you're feeling uncomfortable, stay aligned. but be mindful that little things like that could break those positive habits. And as we said, you need discipline, consistency. You said strength?
Yes.
Strength and confidence, guys, to be able to get to the level of peace that Rachel has while she was building her journey to financial freedom, and the peace that she has now after building her journey. Guys, head over to Instagram and follow Rachael at Rachael Hanible on Instagram. And no, Pep Talks. Sorry, Pep Talks, PEP Talks on Instagram.
Underscore. Make sure you put the underscore. Pep Talks underscore.
Oh, perfect. Thank you, Rachael. Pep Talks underscore. And then you can head over to RachelHannible.com for a website, guys. What we're going to do, we're going to take a quick little break, and we'll be right back. So your refund can still be high, or if it's not the case, your refund would definitely be lower. So that's really a few of the reasons why many of you are going to be shocked, thrown back, taken aback, beat up, disturbed, might be crying in your feelings because your tax refunds are much lower than what you anticipated. Your business is right on that piece of paper that I can maximize, but guess what? Many of you guys took shortcuts in your business. You've been taking shortcuts for years. So you're out of luck right now. You're looking at that pile of paper and you like, yo, you serious, Folasade? Yes, I'm serious. And I'm very serious because right now your bookkeeping is what's going to either catapult your business or be a detriment to your business. And your lack of it is definitely a detriment, especially in the situation that we're in right now, where we all need to be maximizing our deductions and paying as little bit of taxes as we legally could so we can sustain in our businesses and be able to afford our lifestyle. But if you are not doing your bookkeeping, and if you're not keeping proper records, then I guarantee you are not paying the right amount of taxes that you're supposed to pay, or you're not getting the right amount of refund that you are supposed to be getting. So if you are a business owner, the way for you to protect your wealth, your income right now is by making sure you cross your T's and dot your I's and get your bookkeeping in order and stop playing games like you out here not trying to build a successful business. Only people that don't want to be successful don't have an accountant. Only people that don't want to be successful don't do their bookkeeping. And right now, your small business is maybe somebody else's blessing if you were to get your stuff in order. So you need your bookkeeping to make sure that every dollar you spend in your business is written off. Let me hold you to your future. Integrity matters. Honesty matters. Transparency matters. Okay? Accountability matters. Accounting matters. Okay? And being forthcoming matters. But most importantly, being you and staying true to yourself is what really matters. Hey guys, welcome back to the Money Zone. I'm your host, Folasade, and I have my special guest, Rachael Hanible, in the building with us, guys, talking about her journey to financial freedom. And she says she's on a peace move. And I kind of realized that, guys, you know, growing up when you did not get this information handed down to you, and it's like we got to fight for everything that we have, the little bit of knowledge that we are acquiring right now. It's really refreshing to see it done in the flesh, y'all. So she looked just like y'all. She did it at $8.25, y'all. No excuse. Okay, so if you guys are just tuning in, Rachael, we talked about quite a few things. Number one, some of the things that she had to do, guys, to be able to accumulate the money. So she said she cut back on a few things and remained focused on her goals. She now says that she do not get car note. She pays for all her vehicles cash money. And I never understood, like if she would have said this on this show 2 years ago, I probably wouldn't have understood what she meant by the word peace at that point when it's financial peace, because I'm just at that point where I'm free. So if you would have came on a show maybe 2 years ago, I would have understood it. But now I see it's you don't, a car wouldn't even matter, because guess what? You don't want the headache. Like whatever is going to bring you that headache around money and stuff and debt, you don't want it. Like it may look good, but you'll turn away from it because it's going to disrupt that peace. So guys, I don't know what you all have to do, but if you know you want peace across the board, I'm talking about financial peace, internal peace, spiritual peace, whatever it is, I'm just making up pieces. If you want all the pieces, you really have to understand that you're going to have to say no to certain things and be willing to let go, but do exactly what Rachael did and just set the goals. Do that budget. Do that budget. She said that was one of the key things that were very important for her. And I know many of you are struggling with just keeping up with your records. Let's really be honest. But just know this from someone that was like that before, right? Because when your back is against the wall, when you're trying to build a business and you're trying to do all that, you don't think about paperwork and all that stuff. But just know this, you're hurting yourself if you don't do the budget. And you're hurting yourself if you don't keep up with the records. So, guys, head over to Instagram, follow Rachael at peptalks_ on Instagram, and check out her book, Amber's Magic Savings Box. Hopefully I got it right, I think. Amber's Magic Savings Box on Amazon, guys, is an interactive book for three-year-olds to 10. And it teaches you guys in a fun family way how to save and build generational wealth. So Rachael, before we even get started, our one of our producers here had a question. Okay. He basically asked, when did you realize that you didn't have, and I hope I'm right, Brian, when did you realize that you didn't have the knowledge to be able to become financially free? Was that right?
When did I realize I didn't have the knowledge?
Why don't you ask her?
I feel like I always do.
Yeah. Hold on. You about to ask you.
Okay, come on. Ask me. He like, that wasn't a question.
So pretty much, you know, our parents normally would not teach us finances because of the, I don't know, for whatever reason. And the only time they would quote unquote help is whenever the school says, hey, we're learning about money today. And, you know, how many dimes is in a quarter, you know, whatever, stuff like that. So the main question is like, since you wrote this book for kids, did you had any financial helping from your parents before, as you were getting older, or were you sort of like left in the dust of the wind?
I was left. I was left, and I realized that a lot of the people I was around, they were left too. And the point is that, people can't give us what they never had, and sometimes we're upset at our parents at not giving us things, but you have to ask yourself, like, did someone give them to them? And so when I went back into my community after becoming debt free and achieving certain financial goals and stuff like that, I was for 2 years just for free going back into my community, helping the parents and the aunties and the grandparents of the kids I went to school with, sitting down with them on their couch, sitting at the dinner table, teaching them about credit, teaching them about budget. And to my surprise, they had never heard certain words either. They had never, didn't know about investing, what that even meant. They didn't know. It was just certain things, certain conversations, certain things that come to mind now, like their facial expressions when I explain certain things to them. And so it made me think, like, you know what? Our parents our aunts, so they didn't know. We assumed that because we were a certain age that they know or they should know. But those 2 years of me just on my foot, just on, going to the neighborhoods, knocking on doors and calling people and going there and sitting down with people, really let me know that they didn't have it either. And where I come from is a very poor neighborhood where I always say that the hope was low and the crime was high. And if you stayed quiet too long in my school, you would hear stomachs growling from kids not even having breakfast. And so you once you look at the whole picture, you realize that you're just one little small part of it. And that leads me to why I even created the curriculum for kids in the first place. It became, what can I do to teach this stuff in schools? Because now I'm a little bit upset that I was never taught these things in school, right? Like, why was I don't understand. This is like everyday stuff that's running my life here. And I went through 12 grades and no one taught me this stuff, right? So creating that curriculum basically off of what I wish I knew at that time, and then building it and growing it, and to now be in over 75 schools, just as a one-man show, just lets me know that, everything happens for a reason. Because if I didn't have that passion, because I didn't have it, I wouldn't be so, fueled to. I actually just came back from college, doing another finance class from college. And so just got back home, enough time to do this. So yeah, everything happens for a reason. But yeah, we didn't have it.
Well, that's good to hear. Well, that's good to know, because we're all kind of starting from the bottom on up, y'all. But we did. Hey. Okay, so this actually really leads right into our next question, because we're kind of in the practical section of the show where I kind of want something for them to be able to take and implement. So if you're completely starting from the bottom, normal skin color situation, where will we start? What will be the first few steps that we take to start saving or start to pay down debt?
Well, the first thing you want to do is actually create an actual goal. Give it a dollar amount. Is there a certain amount you want to have paid down in the next 6 months or the next year? Or maybe by the end of the year, you want to, maybe by your birthday, whatever it may be, create a marker, create a deadline, and create an exact target. Some people just say, oh, I want to save more. Oh, I want to pay down debt. That's not a goal. That is a wish. Give us a goal, give it a deadline. That's number one. Number two, you want to make a list of 5 ways that you can increase the money coming in your home. Even if it's $5, even if it's $10, even if it's $20. If you can sell a t-shirt or a cupcake, it need to be on the list of 5 ways that you can bring money into your home. And then you want to make another list of 5 ways you can decrease the money going out of your home, because a lot of us are dragging the money in the front door, working hard to drag it in the front door, and then just throwing it out the back window, right? So we need to figure out how we can cut down the money going out and increase the money coming in. And then that money in the middle, that gap between your income and your expenses, That's where your wealth is going to come from. That's where you're going to pay down your debt. That's where you're going to save. So again, make those 2 lists, very practical, everyday things. Okay. Just things that maybe it's making your coffee at home, maybe whatever it may be. Again, even if it's $5, $10, $20, do it. I became debt free paying off extra $5. Don't tell me $5 is not a lot of money. It is a lot of money. And so let's just say you find extra $50 of income here.
No, Rachel, you ain't gonna give them everything. You're not gonna give them everything. They need to go ahead onto the website and do that. All right, guys. So let's just do a little recap because that's enough for you guys to at least get your footing going. And if you need advice, you can contact Rachael or one of the financial advisors that I work closely with, and they'll get you going. The issues that guys just start with those 3 steps. And she said, first of all, set a goal. Don't just put out there, I'm going to save money. No, how much and when. She said it. Set a due date, right, Rachel? Set a due date in the amount.
Yes.
The second thing is you need to make more money. More money. Many of you are struggling right now, and I see this often, and I see this even with the businesses. They want to do this, they want to do that, but they have not been able to achieve making more money. Guys, you cannot just save your way to generational wealth. You cannot. You have to have that income coming in. So Rachel said, write a list of 5 ways that you can increase the money in your household. Then she also said, write down the 5 ways to decrease the money that's coming out of your household. And so, guys, once you do that, if you're stuck, go to Rachel's Instagram and message her. Say, I'm stuck. I'm done, Rachael. I'm stuck now. And then she could take it from there. I think let's make it very practical and interactive, just like your book. We're going to take the first 3 steps. And then if you guys have any questions at all, once you guys do your first 3 steps, which is set your goal, figure out 5 ways to increase your income and decrease your expenses, and then message Rachael and tell her you got it done, and make sure you follow her on Instagram. Is that okay? So head over to Pep Talks _ let Rachael know you done your homework and that you following her and that you are learning. Okay, so that was a good one. That was good. I just don't want you to give too much of the juice. And then one thing I realized too, Rachael, sometimes we give them stuff and they get on information overload or they get stuck, especially when we're dealing with this budget thing and getting your personal finance. It's like they're facing so many demons and habits and just temptation. It's kind of painful. So you guys, it may be challenging just doing these first 3 steps. So that's why I say it's enough. Do these first 3 steps and you've gotten far. Message Rachael, and then I know she probably can help you go a bit further. And don't get in your head either, y'all. Just put it down. Whatever it is, don't be like, oh, they're going to kill me. Yeah, we are. But we're not, though, guys. It's all fun, but it's also meant for you guys to do the right thing. So before we get ready, because I think we got like, what, maybe 10 minutes? Not even 10 minutes. Alrighty, so we got the savings part, and Rachael said, do your budget. That's kind of all of that. So if you were to be able to rewrite time and you were able to be 7 again, what would you wish your mom and dad would have told you about finance?
I wish they would have told me that money is my friend and not my enemy.
Y'all heard that one. Money is your friend, not your enemy. Can you give us some context behind that?
Yeah. It's like, again, when we talk about creating those financial habits or that relationship with money by 7, there's really just one or the 2. And you can tell throughout your life which one you feel like money is your friend or money is your enemy, because you take care of your friends, you get rid of your enemies. And so that's how people treat their money. So you can tell which one it is. And so a lot of our babies are growing up thinking that money is their enemy.
Wow. So what about, and we're kind of off topic because we have like a few minutes, if that's okay with you. If you're in a rush, then how do you feel about and the impact? Well, kind of double question. What do you think the impact of these kids with the debit cards and doing this roadblocks and overspending and taking the mom's cards? They're doing this across the board. Do you believe that will have a negative impact on their financial habits when they get older? Or do you think that it's getting them to learn the importance of money? Like, how do you feel about that whole
Yeah, no, I think it's going to be a negative impact. I had been saying some years ago that we need to hurry up and start teaching our kids the value of money while we still have cash around. And parents used to laugh at me when I used to say that. I'm like, imagine teaching your kid how much money is when it's a number on a screen versus tangible dollars in hand. And so here we are, we're getting to the part where like kids look at cash and it's like, what is this? Right. So I think that it's going to blur their concept of the value of money, because even adults, it blurs these credit cards, these debit cards, this plastic is really blurring there. So I think that it is it's going to mess them up a little bit more than it's going to help them. But this is why we need people like yourself and in these kinds of shows to kind of help pump that information out to them while they are getting getting clarity in these particular areas. This is why these things are needed.
Oh, that was good. Look, guys, remember all this entertainment, YouTube, all of this stuff, guys. Everybody want to be, what they say, rich. It's okay to be rich, but don't go into depth trying to be rich.
Yeah, because you need to know the
confidence. Because if you're confident in yourself, you know you cute anyway. You don't need all that. Oh good. But that's what saved me. Long story short, when I was building my business, the first 6 years, I couldn't do nothing. I couldn't go out. I couldn't buy any. And I love my designer bags. Couldn't buy any designer bags. Couldn't do nothing but pay my mortgage. And literally at times, I was not even able to do that. And so I had to just put the money back. So that was my savings, my discipline. Like I might have messed up on the personal side, but I didn't have that savings like my Caucasian counterparts did when they started their own accounting firm. I was my savings. So I had to not get a wig. I had to not do certain things. So do you believe that if we were really taught, like you said, that money's a tool, but we're taught to be confident without the external part, do you think we would have more individuals more financially free?
Yeah. Because we don't understand the difference between being riches and wealth and wealthy. Yes. Like wealth is stored up for later. Wealth is what you don't see, right? But we think that, especially our young people, we think that when we see flashy things that we're seeing wealth. You're not seeing wealth. Wealth is what you don't see, right? So I think that if we were clear on like the difference between what you see and what you don't see, that we would be able to do a little bit better, not putting our value in what we see or what we show. So yeah, I think that would have helped us a lot for sure.
You know what, guys, that is a good way to go ahead on and close out the show. Rachel just said to put value in what we don't see, which is your intrinsic value. And do you know, guys, that to really value yourself as an individual is intrinsically. It's nothing that they can say it's your body, your soul is worth $1 million. It's no dollar value on it. So when you go and look at your goals, when you go and look at what you're trying to achieve, you cannot put a dollar value on that. Be completely unwavering, because the moment that you start to devalue and compare yourself to the physical, the clothes, and you've already lost a battle. To be able to be financially free, guys, you got to go against the norm. You got to be uncomfortable. You got to rattle feathers. Did I say it right? I think ruffle feathers. My client had to correct me earlier today. Ruffle feathers. You're going to have to ruffle feathers. You're going to have to make your mark and stand on your 2 feet strong, guys. And because I know walking that journey, even just building my business, where I got ridiculed. Oh, you work too much. Now everybody, everybody doing that now. So like I said, when you stay focused, guys, that consistency in saving, that discipline, knowing what you're trying to achieve, and Rachel said the strength to be able to do it, okay, and the confidence, you will be able to be financially free and live peacefully. And guys, you may not understand what we mean by that peace until you realize you don't owe nobody nothing. And you have all this money in the bank account. And you're like, I don't want to have to pay no more bills. Because that's why I'm at rate. I don't want to pay no more bills. But it seems like the electricity bill just keep going. And I'm over it. But guys, we're only in the 2nd month of the year. And next week's show, we talk about 3 ways to love on your accountant. But I want to ask you one thing. Let's figure out ways to really love on yourself this month. not just your accountant, not just your spouse, not just your children. Love on yourself. If you know you've always wanted to save money, take this message today. Take today's show today as your message from God to say, save that money. If you know you want to be able to go on a trip, do you travel a little bit, Rachel? Go on a trip in 6 months, you need to save for it. You need to save for it. Don't look at this savings journey as daunting. Look at it as you are about to be able to achieve all your goals. So love on your money, love on yourself. It's February. And guys, I think you all can do it. Do me one favor, head over to Instagram, guys. Follow Rachael at pep talks _. Head over to our website, RachelHannibal.com, guys. And don't forget, if you do your 3 tasks, right? Then go there, tell Rachael. You set the goal. You found ways to make money. Found ways to reduce your money. And tell her what's the next step. And interact with Rachael, guys. Rachael, I want to say it was just a pleasure for you being here.
Thank you.
I enjoyed myself. All right, guys, follow Rachael. Guys, next week's show, we're talking about 3 reasons to love your accountant. And we're going to talk about the benefits of having an accountant and the tax tips and all of that. And I have a special treat for you guys. I'm going to teach you guys how to make your Valentine's date a tax write-off. So if you're not following me on Instagram, head over to my Instagram, Folasade the accountant, so you guys can see that post, because I know you guys are going to be taking your wife out, your spouse out, and children out, and you want to figure out how to write it off on your taxes. So we'll be talking about that. And guys, don't forget, follow Rachael, and let's try to find peace within all of this chaos. And I know, guys, the moment you have more money in your bank, less debt, you're going to be unstoppable, because many of you don't wake up as happily as you could be because of the debt, because of the lack of money. So let's just go out. You got the internet. You have everything that's out here. You have people like me and Rachael and all of the guests that I've had on the show that's here trying to give you guys the knowledge that you need. Just start executing on everything, and let's rock this thing out. I'll see you guys next week. Good night.